There's been a strange decline in media recently, and I kind of just want to give my 2 cents on it. Like, has anyone noticed that everyone is just kind of pumping out new things just to pump it out? Like, a prime example, the new Lil Uzi album that came out, right? Eternal Take Two. I feel like he was on Galaxy Gas, so that was a factor. The Lil Uzi I know would just simply took his time like he did with the first Eternal Take, or even Pink Tape. Like, these things he took his time with. Even his old SoundCloud mixtapes, he took his time and did his thing. He was just so hopped up on Galaxy Gas, he just simply was like, yeah, fuck it. With his membrane oozing out of his ears, just like, yeah, just drop it, man. It stays like that. Like, even like movies, shows, everything just feels so just streamlined. It just, hey, we gotta get this done. We gotta put out more content. There is so much content that you cannot differentiate what is good and what is bad. It is so strange, right? But you can even say on the opposite side, there's been such an increase in good content. Like Tyler just dropped, Schoolboy Q dropped, Ochi dropped, the new Batman show is good. A lot of good movies are coming out. There are a lot of good things, right? But it seems like just so many bad things come out. And if we want to get more specific about content, no better way for me to talk about how different it is than just gaming, because that is my thing. With games nowadays, everything just feels so fake and the same. For example, Forspoken, right? I was so excited to play Forspoken, and then I saw like gameplay and dialogue. I was like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. And the definition of Marvel movie means just corny humor and no depth whatsoever. Just very bare bones. Just, hey, go from point A to point B. Not even say I hate Marvel movies, but just majority of them are they kind of just very much the same. And Forspoken was that open world slapstick, blah blah blah. You get the Avengers, and that is also just a open world, blah blah blah. And the main thing we have seen with games is open world. I'm tired of the open world thing, man. Like, it was cool at first, like it was cool at sport, but hey, man, I'm 25 years old. Unless you have cool shit to add to your world that needs to be open world, then hey, man, I don't care. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn is so boring. I didn't even get past the first like tutorial mission. It was just boring to me, man. And that's of course like a subjective thing, but like it didn't pique my interest. I was like, oh, people love this game so much. I can't wait to find out why. And it was just so boring. And it was just because the world looked like any other kind of open world thing. The creatures did not pique my interest. Like, again, all subjective, but it still proves a point of I couldn't even get past the tutorial though, because it just felt like the same open world thing I did. I have Final Fantasy Remake Rebirth, where the fuck the second one is. I have that one sitting on my PS5 untouched, not untouched, a couple hours, just sitting there, taking up my space in my PS5, my paperweight, because I just don't want to play open world game right now. Truly, it's become so tiresome to play open world games. It's like a chore almost, unless it piques my interest. The only time you get away with that if you're a JRPG or Persona. Persona's not even open world, man. Like, you have to make these worlds good. And honestly, my biggest disappointment, like, with open worlds, honestly, has came from, and it's fucked up too, because this is one of my favorite things of all time. It's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac Spider-Man 2 was one of the worst games I ever played. And that is a crazy thing to say. I played FNAF Security Breach, and it is on that level of Spider-Man 2. Almost slightly more. Like, it is so crazy I can say that sentence. I almost mean it. Spider-Man 2 was so bad, from the blatant advertisement, to the lackluster story, to the lackluster suits, besides a couple, to the characters, to everything about that game pissed me off. And I was so disappointed because they nailed it out the park with Miles Morales and Spider-Man 1. How did they fuck up so bad with Spider-Man 2? And of course, I'm gonna have a bigger video on Spider-Man 2 later on, but like, just this is a little bit of what it is. It's just that game really made me consider how bad things have gotten for modern gaming, media, all that stuff. If I want to even go to another example, Starfield, right? I have not heard a single thing about Starfield besides it just being bad. And that was everyone's most anticipated game for Xbox. Xbox had that shit unlocked, and now look where we're at. They updated the game, but it's not a No Man's Sky update. It was just a, hey, we did some new things or whatever, I guess. Like, okay, cool, but no one gives a shit anymore, man. Like, no one cares about Starfield anymore, man. It's just because it was just boring. Like, you go from moon to moon apparently, and just go dick around, and it's just so boring. Like, it feels like we're just entering an age of like, hey, let's put the thing out right now, just drop it, like, and like, we don't. Of course, I'm going to be one of those people that like, oh, I want my games now, of course, because I want like my favorite games to come out, and like, but like, I can wait though. If you want to make your game perfect, I can wait. One of my favorite games of all time, again, as everyone has seen from like the main thing on my channel, is Gravity Rush, right? And Gravity Rush is not a perfect game. For me, it is, but it's not a perfect game though, because it's split into two, because they didn't have enough time to finish the full game, because Sony did not believe in them to make a full game like that, so they couldn't have, and that sucks. Like, if you put those two games together, it would have been one of the best games of all time for everyone. I truly believe that. But because it's split in two, people forget about it. And it sucks because, again, that game is amazing. And I still always recommend that. But that fatal flaw is what is corrupting modern media. The sheer crunch time it takes now to get games out in rapid fashion to appease the short attention span of younger players, even older players. People have lost their attention span for anything now. So game developers, movie makers, like, everyone is putting out everything at once, with the detriment of their employees, to the quality of the content, to anything. It's kind of ludicrous, really. For every 18 bad things, we probably get maybe 5 good things out of it. And that's still not a good ratio. That's not a good ratio at all. And I truly hate how modern media has become, but I truly cannot say that everything is bad. We have games like Mouthwash that just came out, has been to high acclaim. Monster Hunter is coming out, the beta just dropped, it is fantastic. Guilty Gear Strive has a new update. Webfish, it came out, is such a relaxing little game. Like, we have so many good things, but the bad things just wear your mind because you spend money on it, you waste your time on it. It's just like, man, I was really looking forward to this thing. It's like, well, that sure was an experience, I guess. It's just not the same anymore. Not to say that bad games didn't exist, but it wasn't to this degree where everything has to be re-released, remade, but all these things had to basically be put back into the oven because it came out unfinished, because it was rushed, because no one cared. It's just like, man, things just are just not the same anymore. But like I said, there's still so many great things out there to play, but it's simply just the fact of media has just kind of lost that magic, that creativity that we so seek out, where everything kind of just feels like the same, you know? And that's kind of my main point, I guess. Everything just kind of feels the same now. You have to kind of dig to find that unique thing in the pile of just cookie cutter garbage. Garbage is a very mean word, but that's the only thing that came to my mind. But yeah, still though, this is just a pure subjective standpoint. Hey, enjoy your Eternal Takes Two, enjoy your Horizon Zero Dawns, enjoy your anythings that are ranked as bad. That's more power to you. But for me, I just simply wish people would take their time to create something magical without worrying about how well it will do. Just make your own thing, and maybe it'll be successful. If it's not, I'm sorry, that sucks. I'm sorry, but I will appreciate you for taking your time and not adhering to the culture that is media consumption. And that'll be it for today. Thank you all for joining me in my TED Talk. I will see you in the next one. Peace.